Tony Kurre Radio on the Tony Kurre Radio app. Hey, by the way, it's been a screwy 2021, and I know everyone's looking forward to 2022. We're looking forward to 2022 like we were looking forward to 2021 back in 2020. There's still a place up the street, the car wash place, and it says our vacuums suck like 2020. They can suck like 2021 too. We're looking forward to 2022. And I know a lot of us have a lot of things we want to get done before the holidays. I have an entire list I want to go over with you that's on my list right now. That ain't going to get done. I'm chilling out. I'm over it. When you start getting a little overwhelmed, you're done. One of the things that we've been working seriously and very hard about on the Tony Kurre Radio app and Tony Kurre Radio is our unique programming. Later on tonight, I mentioned, and a good friend of mine is here. He's actually doing one of the things on my list, Lee Yarborough. He just got back from Australia, and I said, dude, we have got like 100,000 people that listen in Australia every single week. It's crazy. They love their classic rock over there. Not as much as we do here in the United States of America, nonetheless. But I want to thank, and we've been super blessed that so many people, tens of thousands of people have downloaded the Tony Kurre Radio app, and I greatly appreciate that. And because of that, our sponsors are happy, and I want to thank all of our great partnerships with all of our great sponsors we have here on Tony Kurre Radio. And I want to thank two other people, too. Dr. Josh Klapow, who is not here today. He's in London seeing his son over at the University of Oxford. He's going to be off the rest of the year. And also James Michael Keats, who's my director of programming and personnel. The guy is unbelievable, and I could not do it without those two guys, so I know they're listening this morning, and I greatly appreciate it. So check out our unique programming later on tonight, Livewire Wednesday, brought to you by Southern Precision Staffing for all your staffing needs. Kai Greger and his staff, they do construction, whatever staffing you need. Right now, jobs are crazy, man, and it's unbelievable the kind of job they do when you're looking for some staffing needs. 205-682-2828, 205-682-2828. It is Southern Precision Staffing, where your handshake and your word still mean something. They're right here in Hoover, Alabama, like Tony Kurre Radio is, but they serve the United States of America just like TKR. So keep that in mind. Coming up tomorrow night, Blues Almighty. It's a show. When one door closes, another door opens. Dusty Hill passed away several months ago. And because of that, I had a friend of mine, J.D. Lyons, down in Delray, Florida, reached out, and he said, do you know Austin Hanks? I said, from Slick Lily? He said, yeah. I said, hell yeah. Used to bring him on stage at Rockingham Palace on Valley Avenue. Remember that place? When you had Cafe de Ville, Cafe Divorce across the street, you had Jitterbugs downtown, you had Louie Louie's, you had Dugan's, Rue Burroughs, Hoppers, Senior Frog. I was at all of them in one night. Anyway, he used to play in Slick Lily. Then he moved out to San Fernando and started playing with this band called ZZ Top. And started playing with the Billy Gibbons, and a band called the Big Bad Blues Band. And he plays with Billy and Matt Sorum, who you may know, was the drummer for Guns N' Roses. That's a hell of a band right there. Anyway, he said, you got to reach out to Austin because he plays with Billy, and of course, Dusty just passed away. He'll probably have something to say. So we had him on the air, and I said, man, you're in this blues band. Would you like to do a blues show? He said, dude, I'd love to do a blues show. I said, here's the deal. This is your show. It's my radio station, Tony Kurre Radio, but I want you to do your show. And he goes, well, what music? I said, you play any song you want. Play blues from the 30s. Hell, I don't care. I said, it's your show. You do it your way, and you tell your story. Just make it an hour long so people can enjoy it. And he is killing it. We've done about 7 episodes every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and also at noon. It's Blues Almighty Thursdays. It's just an amazing show, man. The music he picks is unbelievable. If you love classic rock, you're going to love the blues. That show goes on. And then later on this morning, I'm taping a little ahead for the Damon Johnson show. Damon just got off the road with Leonard Skinner. He's played with Alice Cooper for 10 years. He played with John Wade. Of course, he's with Brother Kane. He did Thin Lizzy. The guy has played with everybody, knows everyone, opened up for Van Halen. He's done it all. He's got his own show coming up on Friday at noon and 8. This week, we're going to be doing the top 6 bands that didn't make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And one of those bands, he threw a nut in there, Dolly Parton. So you're going to hear some Dolly Parton on Tony Kurre Radio on a classic rock station. Pretty cool on Friday, about noon and 8 right here on Tony Kurre Radio. So check it out, the Damon Johnson Show. By the way, next Friday, which is going to be the Friday before Christmas, we're going to do a special 2-hour Damon Johnson show where we're going to do all Christmas tunes. It's going to be his favorite classic rock Christmas songs, which you just don't hear anymore, man. You don't hear classic rock Christmas songs anymore anywhere. You want to go hear your Frank Sinatra and your Dean Martin stuff, you know where to go for that. but you don't hear the classic rock stuff. So it's going to be fantastic. We'll do that next Friday right here on Tony Curry Radio. And it's all free. All you got to do is download the Tony Curry Radio app, and you're good to go. Tony Page, by the way, checking us out this morning. Good morning to you, Tony, and thanks for checking us out on Facebook Live and the Tony Curry page. We appreciate you checking in with us. So we've had this discussion a million times. I do a show with a psychologist, so I get like 2 hours of free therapy. I think I owe him like $373,000 so far. I got 2 hours of free therapy every morning. And much like it is around a lawyer or a police officer, whenever you're on someone that's an expert in their field of business, you throw things out at them in hopes maybe you get some free advice. I get that with Dr. Josh. He's my best friend, and I do it every single morning. And we've had this conversation a million times. Why do we feel the need to get everything done before the end of the year? And he goes, well, it's quite simple. It's the end of the year. We don't want to start January with the same problems we had in the past. And so we get out. There's my friend Lee. Say good morning, Lee. You're on Facebook Live. He said, go, there he is. Come on, you want to come over sign? Yeah, right there. Yeah. See, this is one. There's my buddy.
Hey,
Lee.
how you doing?
Just taking care of one of my list. You're number 37 on my list of things to do.
That's it.
Thank you, bro. I love you. Good to work. I love you. So there you go. So I just said I wasn't going to do any of these things, and I have an electrician here at 7:53 in the morning. I'm hypocritical as hell, aren't I? So we make these lists of things, and then as we do these lists, we add some things. Well, I think I can get this done. Maybe this not. And boy, wouldn't it be nice to get this done? And these are usually things that we've been trying to get done since like February of last year. Shit. Or February the year before, or February the year before, and they just never get done. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a day. I'm going to knock that stuff out. So this is a list of the things that I'm not going to get done before the end of the year. I'm just telling you, it ain't going to happen because I'm chilling out, man. I was sitting with my daughter last night. They're having a marketplace at her school at Oak Mountain. And these kids, man, God love these teachers because when I was going to school, we didn't have marketplaces, booster-thons. Hell, my mom and dad never came to lunch. You see your kids a lot. My mom, in 12 years, I didn't miss a day of school, by the way, in 12 years. In 12 years, my mom and dad never came and had lunch with me. I don't think you were allowed to do that. So God love the teachers, and I know they're looking forward to having some time off, too, over the holidays. We greatly appreciate everything you do. I'm sitting with my daughter last night, and so she's like, the worst thing a parent can hear is, I have homework, and it's due tomorrow. And you're like, oh. And it's like 9:30 last night, and I'm like, okay, what do we got here? She goes, I don't have any homework. She said, I have some ornaments that I need you to super glue together so I can take them to this market thing. And I said, when's it got to be there? She said, of course, tomorrow. And I said, okay. And so I said, and I'm thinking, 3 or 4 ornaments. She had 37 ornaments, right, that she made herself. And I'm like, let's do this, man. So I'm up there with the super glue. And by the way, you can still see, I still got sprinkles all over my fingers. I got super glue. I had this crazy-ass dream last night that I was glued to the floor and I couldn't get up. It was a nightmare. And so we're sitting up there gluing the stuff. And then she gives me a bookmark, and it had a Bible verse in it. And it's one of the most beautiful Bible verses. If you go to Tony Curry Radio on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you can see a picture of it I took. And it put everything in perspective. I'm like, I got all these things that I want to get done. I'm overwhelmed. We got shopping to do, and is it going to get here before Christmas? And I got things, the Amazon truck's outside the house like every 5 minutes, and I've ordered things, and I don't even know what's coming in, and I'm freaking out. Buddy, by the way, is listening this morning. Buddy, little good morning to you. You check in every morning. I love you for it. And I started to well up a little bit. And it's all about God, and it's all about Jesus, and it's all about Advent and preparing ourselves for the coming. And I just was like, I need to chill out. So I went through my list this morning, and I'm going to read a couple things. I'm going to read the whole list to you of things that I wanted to get done before the end of the year that ain't going to get done, and I'm okay with it. I'm going to be all right with it. First of all, get my electrical work done, which is something I have to do. I've got some outlets upstairs, so you'll have to excuse me for actually having it. And my electrician is a friend of mine. He said, I'll come over Wednesday, and he's here at 7:30 in the morning. How about that? Clean the garage. That ain't going to happen. There ain't no way in hell you're going to clean the garage before the end of the year. I've been wanting to clean the garage since April. Well, I'll clean the garage. It ain't going to happen. The boxes are up to the ceiling. Ain't going to happen. Send those Christmas cards. That's something I think we all want to do, because I love when I get a Christmas card from somebody, man, to know that they put the thought. And to get, man, it can be one of those Christmas cards where they're mass-produced, a Hallmark thing, like there's 35,000 of them, and they're all sending the same thing. But they're signed, happy holidays, hope you're... And I always remember the people that send me Christmas cards, because it takes time to put the stamp and put it in the mailbox. And I always want to do that. It ain't going to happen. Brush the dogs. I have 2 dogs. It looks like I have tumbleweeds going across my living room floor. There's so much dog hair in the house, and I'm like, I'm just to the point now where I'm like everything I eat that's got hair in it, I'm okay with it. I'm just going to let it go. Get that mole looked at. I got this mole right here on the side of my face. I know it's cancer. I'm like, I got to get that mole looked at. It ain't going to happen before the end of the year. I'll wait till January on that. That's not going to happen. I got to buy gifts for the teachers and the bus drivers. That's something that I always wait at the last minute. By the way, if you're a bus driver or a teacher right now and you're watching, if you're a teacher, why aren't you in school? If you're a bus driver, you're probably already home. Would you rather me just go ahead and get like 15 different candles and just go here and show my appreciation, or would you rather get a gift card? Because a lot of people do like 5, because there's like 10, 15 different people you got to take care of. So if I get you like a $5 Starbucks card, are you really going to use it? Can you get anything at Starbucks for $5? Can you get a glass of ice water for $5 at Starbucks? Or should I just give you a big old hug and a kiss and put my mask back on and tell you I love you? What do you want me to do? Clean out the fish tank. See, that's one of those things where I'm like, it'd be really nice to have a clean fish tank to start January. That's not going to happen. Fix the toilet. I got a toilet that runs. You have to hold the handle down for like 45 seconds. And of course I got 3 kids, so it's constantly filled with poop. They won't even do it because it takes an extra 45 seconds to stand there and hold it down. I'm like, you're going to wash your hands anywhere. So I'm going to fix the toilet. Clean out the junk drawer. That's a big one. That's one of those ones where it's never going to happen. The junk drawer is exactly what it is. It's a junk drawer. It's where you put all the twisty ties, where you put the loose screws, where you put the batteries, where you put your glasses, where you put your magnifying glass. Anything you can't find a drawer for goes in the junk drawer, and we love the junk drawer. Every house got a junk drawer, put it in the junk drawer. Where does this go? Put it in the junk drawer. And occasionally you find some stuff in there you need. Oh, look, it's a deck of cards. Oh, look, it's your Social Security card. Great. Junk drawer, clean it out, ain't going to happen. Start my taxes. Start my taxes before the end of the year. Who the hell am I trying to prove? That ain't going to happen. Every year, taxes suck. I hate doing taxes. It's the worst thing I got to do every single year. I'd rather have that mole gnawed off my face by a rat than have to do my taxes. But every year, I'm like, I'm going to get a little ahead. So come October, when I get my taxes done, I'll be a little ahead of the game. It never happens. So I'm shelving it. It's not going to happen. Calling distant relatives. You one of those people that writes the long letter and sends it out to everyone, lets everyone know how your family's been? It's very self-fulfilling, by the way. That's not going to happen this year. Sorry. Raking leaves. We've had a bumper crop year of leaves. And I'm looking out the yard, and I've raked 4 times already. It ain't going to happen. Going to the dump. You ever been to the dump? Shelby County dump. I went to the Shelby County dump a couple weeks ago. We always have so much garbage and crap and old couches and stuff out in the garage. It's part of cleaning the garage. I ain't going to go to the dump. I got to replace some wood on my deck. See, that's one of those things where it's like, why do I got to get it done by the end of the year? I'm like, I got to get that done. And finally, I've been wanting to build a birdhouse. I see these little birds come out, and they sit on my back porch, and I love birds. And I'm thinking, I need to build me a birdhouse. Build me a little birdhouse. Take me about, 5 or 6 minutes, and it turns into 5 or 6 days. And you build a little birdhouse, you put it out there, and I've been wanting to do that since 1987. It's not going to happen. My list of some of the things that are not going to happen by the end of the year, and I'm chilling out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read that bookmark. Where is that bookmark at? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Here. This is where having kids is great. She gives me this bookmark last night. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whatever believes in him shall not perish. And I was like, I'm done. I'm good. I read that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pray a little bit more. I'm going to meditate a little bit more. I'm going to do some more classic rock and roll because it makes me feel good every time I turn on Tony Kurre Radio. There's a great song on that I absolutely love, and I'm going to do that. So we're going to do a lot of that here on Tony Kurre Radio. We're going to chill out for the rest of the year. And I hope that if you're a little overwhelmed and you've heard this list and some of those things have hit your heart and you're like, you know what? I'm done. I can wait till I got all next year to do these things. Let's do it next year. You want to? Let's procrastinate just a little bit. I think procrastination is a good thing in our lives right now. We need to chill out a little bit. All right, hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I'll be live every single morning through the end of the year. I'll probably be working here on Christmas Day. It's right down here in our basement, our palatial, huge studios down here with TVs and stuff all over. I got Baywatch over here. I've got the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders thing over here. I mean, life is good, brother. So enjoy your holiday season. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to hear classic rock, go to TonyCurryRadio.com or TonyCurryRadio.net and download the Tony Kurre Radio app, and I promise you'll love it. Speaking of Damon Johnson and Leonard Skinner, we call me the Breeze on Tony Kurre Radio. Tony Kurre Radio, your home for the Kurre and Klapow Show, 7:30, 9:30 Monday through Friday night. You go for Friday morning, should I say. You can hear us again at night from 6 until 8 till later on tonight, 8 o'clock, Live Wire Wednesday, brought to you by Southern Precision Staffing, 205-682-2820. I also want to thank our good friends at Chris Dorr's State Farm team for all your State Farm needs and all your insurance needs. I've had my stuff with him since 1988. Christmas Day, 1988 is when I signed the deal with him, and I would never change. I know I'm getting everything I need. The prices are fantastic. They will make a package just for you, even if you're a renter, you're not an owner. If you need insurance needs, Chris Dorr's State Farm team right there at John Hawkins Parkway, 205-985-7799, 205-985-7799. They're just wonderful. And I love Chris Dorris, and I meet with him. As a matter of fact, I saw him last week. He's great. Got more special shows going on. Blues Almighty going on 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It's Blues Almighty Thursday that goes off noon and 8 o'clock on Thursday. And then the Damon Johnson Show. His theme this week, top 6 bands that aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that should be. You may hear some Iron Maiden coming up on Friday night, 8 o'clock. And you can hear that show again at noon. It's Damon Johnson Fridays at noon and 8 right here on Tony Kurre Radio. We greatly appreciate all those guys. Help us out. Talked earlier this morning here on the Kurre and Klapow Show. By the way, it's the Kurre Show today. Dr. Josh will be back sometime in 2022. I always love that. Kids, I got a 9-year-old kid that just can't, she has no concept of time. She thinks that Wednesdays are Tuesdays, Tuesdays are Fridays, Fridays are Mondays, Saturdays or whatever, Saturdays are Saturdays. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to be coming over to Dad's house. It's the first holiday we're having as divorced parents, which sucks, but it does make you really appreciate the time you do have with everyone you're with. And so I'm like, you're coming over here on Christmas Day and you're going to be here till next year. She's like, what, really? I get to stay the rest of the year? And I'm like, I'm like, it's 10 days. What? She's next year. I was like, yeah, you're going to, but it always sounds better when you say, I'll see you next year. I'll see you at the end of the year or whatever. But she really put things in perspective for me last night. We were doing one of those things where she's like, I got some homework to do. I was like, oh, gosh, it was 9:30 last night. So like, when's it due? She goes, tomorrow. I was like, of course. She's like, I got some ornaments I have to put some super glue on. She made these little globes. They're really cool. They're beautiful. I took a couple of them for myself. And they're having this marketplace at school where they're going to be selling these things, I guess, for kids to buy stuff that they can give their parents or whatever to Santa Claus. And so I'm up there with super glue. I still have sprinkles all over my fingers, and I glued my 2 fingers together last night. I had this wild-ass dream that I was glued to the floor. It was crazy. So she was having me super glue these ornaments, and I said, well, how many are there? And she's like, 37. I was like, 37 ornaments? Hell, you could do a whole tree. So we sat up there for like a couple hours, and then she gave me a bookmark that she had made that she was going to sell at this marketplace at Oak Mountain. And it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish. And I was like, okay, well, there you go. So I went through my list of things, including electrical work, clean the garage, send out Christmas cards, brush the dogs, get that mole looked out, clean the fish tank, fix the toilet, clean out the junk drawer, start my taxes. Start my taxes. That's hilarious. call distant relatives, raking leaves, going to the dump, replacing that wood board on the deck, building a birdhouse, all these things that we all want to get done before the end of the year so we can start January and we're sitting there going, looks like we got a brand new house and a brand new life and it just don't happen. And I'm like, you know what? Chill out. I'm chilling. So I'm going to enjoy the holidays this year. It's the first time I can remember like in third. People call me Griswold because I do the Christmas lights. And whenever I make plans for something, like if we're going to go do something, I'm going to make it a hell of a good time. We went to that Oxford Festival of Lights a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, man, when I say we're going to do something now, we're going to do it right. We're going to have a good time. I don't put any pressure on anyone else to have a good time. But I mean, I blow the doors off, man. I am Clark Griswold from that standpoint that I'm so hopeful, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I don't make people do what they got to do, but I want to make everyone as comfortable and as happy, as positive, as hopeful as I possibly can through the holidays. And so sometimes that wears some people out, but I don't ever make anyone do what they don't want to do. If you want to nap all day, nap all day. That's fine with me. But if I'm going to go, I'm going to have a hell of a good time, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to do for the holidays. And that means doing a lot of chilling. I'm going to do a lot of chilling is what I'm going to do.